good with it, everyone? It's your boy David for the Best Take Podcast. And y'all saw today's title. Yep, Jordan fans hate the truth. And I'm just going to cut straight into it. Let's get it. So, it all started with today. You know, your boy was just scrolling on Instagram and I saw a post about Scottie Pippen. It was basically saying that Scottie Pippen hated being labeled as MJ's sidekick. So I commented under the post and I said Pippen just wanted to be respected. He was disrespected by the organization because they underpaid him and the fans just put him in a box. And the truth of the matter is MJ without Pippen is 1-9 in the playoffs. And if the Bulls never traded that man, MJ probably doesn't have any championships. And boy, did all hell break loose. So then MJ fan hit me back up and was like, it's Scottie Pippen's fault that he was underpaid and that when Michael Jordan was 1-9 in the playoffs, he was going up against dynasties in the playoffs. Then he went on to say Michael Jordan needed 0 All-Stars to win his first ring. Then he brings up LeBron James, who needed 3 Hall of Famers. Then he claims that I'm a Bron-sexual. And so I'm like, bro, if you keep up with my content, you would know that I had already made Scottie Pippen videos before. Like I have a video on my YouTube channel and on my Instagram and on my TikTok talking about Scottie Pippen. Because for some strange reason, when you bring up the fact that Michael Jordan didn't have a winning playoff record before Scottie Pippen was on his team, Jordan fans get all butthurt. Like they really do get all butthurt. They got so butthurt, they start calling me a Bron-sexual when my comment had nothing to do with LeBron James. I didn't even mention LeBron James. The first thing a Jordan fan does is bring up that Michael Jordan has 0 All-Stars for his first championship. LeBron James needed 3 Hall of Famers. Since when was this post about LeBron James? When? But let me show y'all the 2 comments that pissed me off the most. Let me read this first one. If Scottie Pippen was never traded to the Bulls, you wouldn't even know who he was, and he definitely wouldn't be winning any championships. So I'm assuming that a lot of people just don't know that the Supersonics were actually a real contending team in the Western Conference in the 90s. So let me just show y'all their team records in the 90s. The Supersonics in the 90s, 92, 6th seed, 47 wins. The next year, 3rd seed, 55 wins. 94, 1st seed, 63 wins. 95, 4th seed, 57 wins. 96, the year they actually made the finals and played against Jordan, they were the 1st seed and won 64 games. 97, they were the 2nd seed with 57 wins. And 98, they were the 2nd seed again but had 61 wins in the regular season. So as you guys can see here, from 93 to 98, they were a top 5 seed in their respective conference. So the Supersonics would have had Scottie Pippen, Gary Payton, and Shawn Kemp all in their prime eventually. And we already know that Scottie Pippen and Gary Payton were already elite perimeter defenders. And then you got Shawn Kemp in his prime who was just dunking on everybody. And so you're trying to tell me that if Scottie Pippen was never traded to the Bulls, we wouldn't know what he was and he wouldn't win championships? Yeah, I just have a hard time believing that, especially with looking at how much of a contender the Supersonics actually were even without Scottie Pippen. And they made a finals without Scottie Pippen. Here are all of Michael Jordan's stats from each NBA finals he participated in. If you look in the middle, those are the 96 final stats. And look how bad Michael Jordan shot against Gary Payton. Michael Jordan had not 1, but 2 games shooting under 40% from the field when guarded by Gary Payton. Now imagine if Gary Payton had been guarding Michael Jordan the whole series. With the help of Scottie Pippen there too that helped them out that year. I ain't gonna lie, I think they would have low-key won. And then this, if Scottie Pippen was so great, why didn't he win in Houston and Portland? First of all, the reason why they lost because they ran into Kobe and Shaq, who are deemed as one of the greatest duos of all time, who three-peated with the help of Phil Jackson, who was former coach of, guess who? Michael Jeffrey Jordan. Another reason is because Scottie Pippen was already past his prime and already established himself by this point. I could play this same game with you. If Michael Jordan was so great, how come he didn't get it done with the Wizards? And then everybody will be looking at me stupid because we already know that Michael Jordan, by the time he was on the Wizards, his prime was over.
Say so cool.